Matilda in 5th grade wants to know who invented TV and when, and why do people fart? Matilda, TV was invented in 1927 by Philo Farnsworth, and the first image he transmitted was a single line, and he sent it from a transmitter in one room to a receiver in the next room over. 2 years later, in 1929, he transmitted an image of his wife, again from one room to another. Now, in researching this, I discovered two very interesting things. The first is that Philo Farnsworth's laboratory was in San Francisco. I had no idea that invention occurred so close to us. The second thing I learned was this. At some point, the electronics company RCA tried to sue Philo Farnsworth for the rights to his invention, and Philo Farnsworth's high school teacher stood up and said, "No, I've known this boy since he was a teenager, and he was working on his invention even then." And his teacher had a sketch that Philo had made all those years ago, and he showed it, and it won the court case for Philo. Now, if any of you invent something in the future and it goes to the court cases and they ask me to speak, I will stand there and say, "No, that invention is mine. It was created in STEAM Lab, and I will take all rights. I may share some of the profits with you." To answer your other question, why do people fart? People fart because they have air inside them that needs to get out. That air comes from one of two places. One, the first place is you might swallow a lot of air in the course of a day, and that air will find its way out. The second way is we all have a lot of bacteria living in our intestines, and that bacteria digests the food that we don't. And as it does so, it creates gas. A lot of that gas is carbon dioxide, some of it's methane, some of it's oxygen. A tiny portion of it is sulfur, which is why farts stink. And that's your answer. Thank you for asking. Matilda, that was a weak ending. If your goal was to fluster me, you win.